communicative, and operational issues. The airport represents the most complex visual environment pilots and controllers are faced with. Moreover, there are a greater number of unforeseen occurrences and specific vehicles and equipment than in flight, especially during taxiing and in poor visibility when the controllers are less able to monitor the airport. The flight crew may have to describe and interpret phenomena, objects, and persons they encounter. Precise descriptions can enhance not only safety but security. Condition: closed, not open or accessible, congested, overcrowded or blocked, damaged, physically harmed or broken, injured, hurt, or wounded. Clear, free from obstruction or transparent. Damp, slightly wet. Serviceable, in working condition. Flashing, blinking, or turning on and off rapidly. Running, functioning, or in motion. Obstructed, blocked, or hindered. Operational, ready for use. Functioning, faulty, not working properly. Active, currently in operation. Inactive, not in use or operational. Malfunctioning, not working correctly. Functional, able to operate properly. Unserviceable, not fit for use. Icy, covered with or resembling ice. Slippery, difficult to stand or move on due to smoothness. Delayed, late or postponed. Diverted, redirected from the original path. Suspended, temporarily stopped. Restricted, limited or controlled access. Emergency, a sudden, urgent situation requiring immediate action. Defective, having a fault or imperfection. Worn out, too old or damaged for use. Fractured, broken or cracked. Color: blue, a primary color between green and violet. Black, the darkest color, the absence of light. Light red, a softer, less intense red. Pale red, a very faint red shade. Dark red, a deep, intense red. Green, the color of grass and leaves. Yellow, the color of the sun, bright and warm. Brown, a mix of red, yellow, and black, earth-toned. White, the lightest color, the presence of all colors. Gray, a mix of black and white. Purple, a mix of red and blue. Pink, a pale red. Orange, a mix of red and yellow. Magenta, a bright pinkish purple color. Cyan, a bright blue-green color. Light blue, a pale shade of blue. Pale blue, a very soft shade of blue. Dark blue, a deep, intense blue. Beige, a pale sandy color. Turquoise, a blue-green color. Neon, a bright, glowing color. Silver, a shiny metallic gray. Golden, a shiny metallic yellow. Size: large, big in size or amount. Wide, broad, extending over a large area. Narrow, small in width. Small, not large, limited in size. Long, extended lengthwise. Short, not long. Brief. Deep, extending far down. Shallow, not deep. High, tall, far above ground level. Thick, having great depth or width. Thin, narrow or slender. Compact, small but dense. Massive, very large and heavy. Extensive, covering a large area. Tiny, extremely small. Oversized, larger than normal. Undersized, smaller than expected. Moderate, of medium size or amount. Gigantic, extremely large. Minimal, very small or slight. Shape, rectangular. A four-sided shape with right angles and unequal adjacent sides. Square, a four-sided shape with equal sides and right angles. Circular, round, like a circle. Oval, an elongated circle. Triangular, a shape with three sides and three angles. Curved, bent, not straight. Straight, without bends or curves. Irregular, not having a defined shape. Elongated, stretched out in length. Cylindrical, tube-shaped, round with parallel sides. Conical, shaped like a cone. Feature, dark, lacking light, not bright. Heavy, having great weight. Dim, low in brightness. Shadowy, covered in partial darkness. Overcast, cloudy or dull. Murky, dark and unclear. Unlit, without light. Gloomy, dark and depressing. Dense, thick or closely packed. Thick, having great width or depth. Intense, strong or extreme. Substantial, large and important. Overloaded, having too much weight or burden. Weighty, heavy or important. Bulky, large and difficult to handle. Material, rubber, a flexible, elastic material. Glass, a transparent, brittle material. Metal, a strong, shiny material that conducts electricity. Concrete, a hard, gray building material. Asphalt, a black material used for roads. Plastic, a synthetic material that can be shaped. Aluminum, a lightweight metal. Steel, a strong metal alloy of iron and carbon. Carbon fiber, a lightweight, high-strength material. Fabric, a textile material made from fibers. Composite, a material made from a combination of different substances. Wood, a hard material from trees. Foam, a soft, lightweight material filled with air. Leather, a durable material made from animal hide. Titanium, a strong, lightweight metal. Ceramic, a hard, brittle material made by heating clay. Listen to communications about 8 airport situations and match them to the correct pictures below. The departure has been delayed while the aircraft is being de-iced. A de-icing vehicle spraying fluid onto the aircraft's wings. The incoming aircraft had a tire blowout during a rather hard landing with maximum braking, and the engineers are changing it now. Engineers changing a blown-out tire on an aircraft. We are waiting for a disabled passenger to be brought by minibus. We'll be ready for pushback as soon as she arrives. A ground crew member assisting a passenger in a wheelchair into a minibus. Weather conditions are good this evening, and all flights have been on schedule. Or resumed means started again after being stopped or interrupted. A person in an air traffic control tower monitoring radar screens. The tug has arrived at last, and the tow bar is being connected now. A tow bar being connected to the aircraft's nose wheel. Traffic is very light this morning, and weather conditions are good. There are 2 controllers on duty in the tower. Air traffic controllers monitoring traffic from the control tower. Taxi with caution at the intersection of Gulf and Kilo. Firemen are carrying out exercises in the vicinity. A fire truck spraying water or foam, likely as part of a training exercise. There are just 2 more ULDs to be loaded in the forward hold. As soon as the cargo doors are closed, we'll be able to get underway. Aviation English uses more specific and technical phrases instead of get underway. We'll be able to depart, or we'll be ready for taxi, or we'll be ready for pushback. ULD stands for Unit Load Device. Cargo containers being loaded into the forward hold of an aircraft using a scissor lift. Next exercise. Work in pairs. Each choose 4 of the pictures in exercise 14B. Then, take turns describing the situations in the pictures to your partner. This is a view from the control tower at night. You can see some illuminated screens and a controller looking out at the apron. This is a night view inside the control tower. You can see an air traffic controller wearing a headset, looking at illuminated radar screens and out toward the apron and runways. Cargo containers are being loaded into the forward hold of an aircraft using a scissor lift. This equipment raises the containers to the correct height so they can be smoothly transferred into the aircraft for transport. A ground staff member is assisting a passenger in a wheelchair to board a special transport vehicle, ensuring accessibility and support for passengers with reduced mobility. A plane is being de-iced. A specialized vehicle with a spraying arm is applying de-icing fluid to the aircraft's tail section to prevent ice buildup before takeoff in cold weather. A tow bar is attached to the nose landing gear of a plane, used to move the aircraft on the ground, usually by a tug or tow vehicle. 2 ground crew members or engineers are changing a blown-out tire on an aircraft. The plane experienced a tire blowout, and maintenance crews are now replacing the damaged wheel to ensure the aircraft is safe for its next flight. A view inside the control tower during the day. 2 air traffic controllers with headsets are monitoring radar screens and coordinating aircraft on the ground, and in the air. Traffic is light this morning, and weather conditions are good, making for a calm shift. An airport fire truck is spraying water or foam, possibly during a drill or an emergency response simulation. These vehicles are crucial for airport safety. Take turns to describe familiar objects in your list to your partner without giving the name or function of the object. Your partner will try to guess what the object is. It's between 2 and 3 meters long, about 1.80 meters high, and 1.50 meters wide. It has 4 small wheels and a connection for towing. There is an instrument panel on one side with a voltmeter, ammeter, and frequency indicator. Inside, there's a motor which drives a generator. It has large black cables which can be connected to the aircraft. You'll usually see it at the parking stands. Is it a GPU? Descriptions: 1. GPU, radar antenna, follow me car, no entry sign, touchdown zone, de-icing vehicle, control tower, tanker. Descriptions: 2. Fire truck, de-icing gantry, air bridge or gangway, catering truck, holding point markings, cargo container or ULD, tow bar, windsock. Guess what the object is? This object is usually mounted on top of a tall structure or a rotating base. It often has a flat or slightly curved horizontal panel that continuously spins around or sweeps side to side. You'll find it near runways or on the roof of a building. It operates around the clock and plays a crucial role in monitoring something invisible to the eye. This small vehicle is brightly colored, often with a checkered pattern and flashing lights. It drives ahead of much larger vehicles in certain areas. There's usually a message panel or sign on top of it, and you'll mostly see it moving around the apron or taxiways, especially near arriving aircraft. This is a circular object, usually red, with a white horizontal bar across the center. It's fixed on a post or wall and indicates restriction. It's commonly seen at junctions, barriers, or roads on the air side where access is limited or prohibited. This area is clearly marked on the surface and located near one end of a very long, straight, paved strip. Pilots aim to make contact with this zone when descending. It has thick white markings and is visible from the air. This large truck has a movable arm or boom, often ending with a nozzle or spray head. The operator sits high above the ground or in a control pod. It's used in cold weather, and you'll often see it near aircraft just before takeoff, spraying a special fluid. This tall structure offers a wide view of the entire airport. It has large windows at the top and is occupied by personnel wearing headsets. Inside, there are multiple screens, radios, and communication equipment. It's one of the most important places for coordinating safe aircraft movement. This large vehicle has a cylindrical tank mounted on its chassis. It often moves slowly on the apron and connects to aircraft with a long hose. It sometimes has safety signs on it, and it deals with flammable liquids. This large, heavy vehicle is painted in bright colors, often with reflective stripes. It has a powerful water cannon or spray system on the roof. You'll see it parked near runways or driving fast with flashing lights during emergencies. It's designed for quick response and carries special equipment inside. This is a fixed or movable metal structure, often positioned next to a stand or special bay. It has platforms or arms extending outward and may include spray nozzles. Aircraft are driven into position underneath or alongside it, especially in icy weather. This enclosed, tunnel-like structure connects directly to the side of a building and extends to meet the door of an aircraft. It's adjustable in height and length, and passengers walk through it instead of using stairs. It usually has windows and lighting inside. This boxy vehicle has a large compartment mounted on a scissor lift. The back part can rise to reach the aircraft door. You'll see people in uniforms loading and unloading trays, carts, and sealed boxes. These are yellow lines painted across a taxiway, usually near a runway. One line is solid and the other is dashed. Aircraft must stop here and wait for clearance before proceeding. This object has a curved or flat top and fits neatly into an aircraft's cargo hold. It's made of lightweight metal or composite materials and comes in various shapes and sizes. It often has a label, barcode, or number printed on it. This long metal rod has attachments at both ends, one for connecting to an aircraft and the other to a ground vehicle. It's used to move aircraft on the apron or into position. It may have small wheels and sometimes hydraulic features. This lightweight, cone-shaped fabric tube is mounted on a pole. It spins freely and inflates in the breeze, showing both the direction and strength of the wind. You'll find it in open areas near runways or helipads.